Hello, welcome to Little House in the Big Woods. Is this your first time seeing my videos? I hope you enjoy, and for the others who've seen the other videos, thanks for coming back. Okay, so in this cup I've got, or excuse me, bowl, I have 2 cups of warm milk and 6 tablespoons of butter. Going to be adding 2 tablespoons of yeast. I buy yeast in bulk because I do so much baking. Give this a stir. I'm going to let this proof. I have some homemade butter here, well, home churned butter. I used my butter churner to make some butter. I found a 1915 butter churner over the summer at a yard sale for $10, so I picked that up to churn butter with the children. So here, while we're waiting for that yeast to proof, I'm going to be adding about 3 or 4 cups of flour. There's 3 cups. I'm going to add 2 large eggs. About a teaspoon of salt. A half of cup of white sugar. And now we're just going to let our yeast proof, and then we'll come back. Okay, so we got our yeast is proofed. And I'm going to give that a mix. I forgot to mention that we're making cinnamon rolls. I got some homemade preserves here that we're going to use on them for the first time. So we're just as a test drive, I might say, for these cinnamon rolls. I've also turned on my oven to 200 so I can get that warm to help move these cinnamon rolls along. Okay, so that's mixed up. We're going to add another cup. That makes that I think that's 5 cups of flour. Nope, we're at 4 cups. So we got 4 cups of flour. Guess sometimes some people, cinnamon rolls is like bread. It can be a little intimidating. So we got 5 cups of flour. Been pretty nice here at the Big Woods. The snow's been out. or excuse me, the sun's been out, so I've been enjoying the views and taking pictures and watching the little birdies outside and squirrels. That's always fun to do. Kids been playing outside. It is a little bit chilly, but it's sure beautiful. So I got there is 6 cups. I'm going to go ahead and use my hand here. I just like to dig right in there. Been looking at seed catalogs to get my garden ideas going. We have frost dates throughout the whole year here, so a greenhouse is a must. And I have a nice mudroom that has good size windows. Well, our house has good size windows everywhere. So I'm going to use those windows to grow some seeds in there and see how it goes. Since this is our first year here, everything's going to be experimental for me. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more flour. I like growing things. I like canning things. But in January, it seems like one of those things I look forward to, starting to get some seed catalogs and get some ideas for the spring, and gets me excited about where I'm going to plant everything. Like I said, it's going to be all experimental, and everything I look at now, I have to make sure it's cold tolerant and frost hardy. I'm just kneading this in here and working this flour in here. We're getting almost there. This recipe is a little bit different than the rolls I did, but pretty similar. The only thing I did different was added sugar and eggs. I still do the same thing. I give it a little boost by putting it in the warmed oven. It's becoming pretty elastic, not sticking to the sides of the bowl, sticking to me a little bit. So I still might add just a little bit more flour. Just a hair more flour, not too much, just enough to take the sticky part off of it. I'm going to shut my oven off so it's not too hot when I put this dough in here. These I do let rise twice. I'll let this dough rise in the bowl, and then I'll roll it out, as you'll see, and see, this is getting real good. Not sticking to me. It's not sticking to the bowl. So what I'll do here is put some oil in here. Excuse me. I'm going to take a break and wash my hands for a minute. Okay, sorry about that. I was pretty sticky and I had to get the oil out of the cupboard to put on this dough. So I'm going to go ahead and dump a little bit of oil on here. Helps it from getting a little bit hard. Rub it over all over the top. Put a little bit in my bowl. So it helps keep it from sticking to the sides and okay, so we got that all good. Now I'm just going to cover it up. Also helps keep it from getting dry. And put that in my warmed oven. Okay, we'll see you back here in a little bit. Okay, so we're back and here is our dough. It's all rose, about double the size it was. So we're going to start to roll it out to make our rolls. Or our roll. I have already a pre-greased pan here. Will be ready for us when we need it. Let me know in the comments if you garden, what you like to grow, what's your favorite thing. My kids think the garden is a grocery store, which is nice. All that fresh organic food. We usually grow some pumpkins. I'm not sure if we'll be able to grow them up here, but the little ones like to come and pick their own pumpkin out. I'm just putting a little bit of flour down here so it doesn't stick to the counter while I'm trying to roll it out. Okay, so let's get that. I don't want to mess with it too much. Takes it away and have to take a little longer to roll out. What are you looking forward to spring? Not sure where you live, but I don't know. Since this is our first year here, winter's not all that bad to me. I love watching the snow coming down and all of that pretty stuff. Seeing the creek when it's flowing down in little ice pieces and all the little birds. But I am looking forward to having our first summer here in spring and just excited all together about what's to come. Okay, I'm going to use my fresh churned butter. I've always wanted to get a dairy cow, although not sure we're going to have a space for it here, but I'm sure going to try. I'm not sure how those dairy cows would do up in all this snow everywhere. We are not very, we like goats, but I am not a goat milk drinker, so goat's milk won't work for us. I'm just spreading all this butter out, get it in all over the edges. Yes, I like to do it with my hand. You could do it with a spoon, or I suppose, or maybe a brush, just the way I do it. So, got some brown sugar here that I'm going to sprinkle on. Just get that everywhere. I'm not going to do as much as I would normally do because this jam has, it has sugar in it too. So I don't want it to be too sweet. So I'm just doing a light coat on here to put a little bit in there. Now I gotta sprinkle some cinnamon in here. Gotta have the cinnamon to make that the cinnamon rolls. Okay. I'm gonna pause for a minute and wash my hands again. Okay, so we got that all good. I'm gonna open my preserves. These are mixed berry. Kids love this stuff. I had a little great nephew come visit me. I made some kiwi jam, and it's green kiwi jam, of course, because kiwis are green. Well, my great nephew didn't think he could eat green jam because he'd never seen it before. He wanted that other jam. There was some more in the fridge. So I had my other great nephew taste it. Oh, he liked that stuff. He wanted more of it. And my other great nephew said, "No way, you're not feeding me that stuff." So I kind of snuck it. I made him think that I was just giving him a peanut butter jelly or a peanut butter sandwich, and I stuck some of that kiwi jam on it. Oh, he said after he ate the sandwich, "Can I have more?" So I guess he liked the kiwi jam. As long as he couldn't see that it was green jam, he was fine. Okay, this is looking pretty good. Got this all mixed up in here. Don't want to put too much fluids in here and making it leak out and get all soggy, but we'll go. We got the berries that are mixed in here are blueberries, strawberries, some raspberries. So we're going to see how this is going to come out. It's looking pretty good to me. Hopefully I don't lose too much jam when I'm folding this. Whoops, see, I'm already making a mess with it. It's probably going to drizzle all over the place, but we'll make it work. I'm just going to pinch in to kind of close it up. Yep, it's drizzling everywhere. That's okay, we'll clean it up. Okay, we're gonna add these. I'm gonna slice it up. I'm not gonna turn it over. Normally I would turn it, but this jam is leaking out everywhere. So I'm gonna slice it, probably that first piece I slice over an inch off there because it's the end piece. I have this little gadget, I don't know what you call it, a scraper I would guess. So here's our pan. Set that up in there. Our other one in there. Like I said, this is the first time I'm trying this, so you get to see later along with me how this is going to turn out. I'll show you what they look like before. Oops. It's just dripping all over there. It's okay. We'll just work with it. Have you tried other cinnamon rolls? My family just likes cinnamon rolls in general. Well, looks like we're not even going to get a full pan here, but we will work with it and do our best. Okay, so we got to let those rise in the pan. Here's what those look like. So let those rise in this pan, and I'm going to clean up my mess and we'll come back. Okay, so I went ahead and took those out of the oven. Let them finish rising out here. They were in the oven probably for about 25 minutes. And I forgot to mention the first time I let the dough rise, they were also in the oven for about 25 minutes. So I'll finish letting this rise, preheat my oven for about 10 minutes, and 5 or 10 minutes is about how long it takes. And then we'll slip them in the oven for about 375 for about 25 minutes. And then I'll come back and we'll see what these little lovelies look like. Okay, so those just came out of the oven. Look at these beauties. Don't those look delicious? So I have some powdered sugar here. There's about 2 cups here. I was going to make a glaze for this. I am not sure I want to use it, but I was just going to make it optional. So I'm going to put about a teaspoon of vanilla in here. Then I'm going to add about a tablespoon of milk. I like to do this when it's nice and hot and it gets it all drizzly and these are pretty sweet, so I don't know if I want to hold off or go ahead and have this glaze. I think I will add them to half of them, but my goodness, look at how those just turned out. So here, we're going to add half this glaze to one side just in case the kiddos, and I know my hubby is a diabetic, and not good for him, but maybe he'll have a half of one. Didn't get some of that mixed up on there. Okay, let's see here. A little bit more. If you want it a little bit thicker, you can always add a little bit more powdered sugar. I like mine a little more runny. Okay, so here's what those look like. I hope you enjoy this recipe, and I hope you come back again for some more time with cooking, and hopefully I can get some other videos in here pretty soon about getting my quilt done and things like that. I really hope you're having a great day or good evening, whatever time you're watching this video, and hope to see you come back again. Alright, come again.